flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 Bring that beat back. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I'm safe and Bring that beat.
Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn and never die. Looking through the eyes of a brand new life. And so just find me, just find me. Sparks will fly if we scream no. This is not how we're gonna go. We are the ones who will never let go. Watch us roll till no one knows. We'll never grow. Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is the borderline to where the future leaves us behind.
was disgusting. Oh my God, June. Oh.
Absolutely devastating.
He's actually in a really good spot for his teammate to watch over him and give him assistance, but no one really watching the main run up. And oh, what a trophy system collateral kill!
Oh, they gotta get on the point. They gotta get on the point. They're gonna run out of time. Can they contest? They are with 1.4 seconds. And Phil is gonna go down. We are gonna be seeing him now. No, out of the point, and Wave Runners by the skin of their teeth are gonna be able to hold on.
Can he play from horse? Holy! He's gonna get another one.
As Hoy will quick scope heavy.
It's gonna not necessarily translate to control from the bottom lane, as Legacy just being an absolute nuisance here with his team just getting stuck to back control here.
Team kill is gonna get hustled down to 2v2. They should have had the man up, and now Austin's gonna try to get one. He's gonna look for the double, can't quite get it. Zuxium, the last man alive, and now it's Zuxium trying to finish off the team. He's gonna stun in there, see one. One's gonna push out, it's gonna get taken out. Zuxium can finish it right here, 7 points left. Taking out another one more pushes out. He's gonna get taken out by a teammate, and that's gonna be Hyped Esports taking map number 1.
I see it now, I see it now.
Good evening, K7. How are you doing this evening? I hope you are feeling it tonight because we got some really awesome matches here. It's going to be Swear Society versus Hyped Esports to kick it off tonight. Both of these teams have kind of been struggling this evening or this season. 1-5 there for Swear Society, 2-4 there for Hyped Esports. So these guys going to try and better themselves here tonight, get a little bit further up there in the rankings. So definitely looking out for some really good sparks coming out. But I am Brett FX, joined here by Kamaka. How are you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing pretty dang good, Brett. I'm super excited for both these matches tonight. First, we've got Swear Society versus Hyped, which is what you're seeing right here, right now. This is going to be a little bit more of a bottom of the table type match, as you see right here on the leaderboard. It's not looking so hot for them in the season so far, like Brett said, but both teams making some alterations that have gotten them some good results in the past. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do go down now, Brett. You see, later tonight we're going to be seeing a battle the complete opposite end of the table between Natural Talent and Valiant Gaming. But right now, Hyped Esports versus Swear Society, a lot of room to gain here since Valkyrie has been having a little bit of a hard time. And I do believe Indiana Syndicate lost. No, they won their last match. So, yeah, definitely a lot of room to be gained here, Brett.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a bigger match for Hyped Esports than it is for Swear Society. I think that it's a little bit more realistic for Hyped Esports right now as it stands, if they do win this, to keep themselves in the hunt for, the higher seeding leading into the playoffs. But not to say that Swear Society can't. I mean, I believe they have this one and 2 more matches left. So they do have a chance to make sure that they are going to be able to get up there to kind of in the mid-range of those teams, but it is going to be difficult. So first of all, though, let's go ahead and run over these teams. Let's go ahead and check out Hyped Esports and their roster and who are we going to be seeing playing today. Captain is going to be Exert, followed by Frags, Pattern, and Effuse. And I don't believe that I've actually seen Effuse before. The last time that I cast these guys, I believe it was Exert, Frags, Nefarious, and Zuxum, I think we're playing. So there's 2 new players that I haven't seen before on it. Now, I'm not familiar with them throughout the league, but I'm sure that they are fairly experienced here. Exert had a really good showing, I will say, versus Natural Talent. I believe he actually broke even like 50-50 or 51-51, something like that in their kills. And that is no small feat right there against that team. I mean, Natural Talent, as you just saw, Kamika, they were what, 6-0 so far? I think they had like 18 in 1 map count or something. I mean, it's like, or 2, or it's crazy. But they are definitely way up there in terms of talent. And for him to be able to kind of stick it through there the entire time, it's pretty pretty darn good. So definitely looking forward to him and how they're going to be showing on up. What about our next team?
Yeah, we were talking about Exert a little bit and how big he's going to play. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but there are some star-studded players on the other side as well. Carl got a few records of his own, Brett. He does currently hold the league record for most kills in a control, and he always pops off and does some good job. Vito, I've seen him do some nice stuff as well, and Ari, he has his moments as well, but a new player coming in, Swear Society, like you saw, not quite getting the results, even though a lot of their games have been pretty dang close, despite the fact that they weren't able to fully win the maps. Brett, that's been their story the whole season. The team that almost was able to do very, very well pretty much every single time, but unable to finish their dinner. And hopefully for them, this edition of Lorente will be doing them some good. Now, real quick, Brett, we were talking about Exert and how good of a player he is. Now, let's take a little bit of an extra look over at the mode standings, because we've got a little bit of cool stats provided to us by our buddies over at DropShotStats, greatest partner for stat tracking that you might know of right now. But yeah, it might not look so good on the Hardpoint KD, but if you look down here a little bit more in the Search and Destroy, you see Exert is really high rolling up in here next to names like Kaiser, Treasy, and Esporto.
Yeah, and you know, the you got to win those Search and Destroys. I know a lot of times we do talk about how important it is to be able to, if you do go to that game 5, to be able to feel confident within your players and your team in order to take that. So that is definitely a good thing here for Exert. The problem is getting to that Search and Destroy there towards the end of the tunnel. So I mean, we've seen a lot of times where these teams, they look great in map number 2, but they can't finish it out in 3, and then 4 they end up, you know, just losing steam by then. So hopefully that's not what we're going to be seeing coming in here from Hyped. Would love to see obviously a game 5 from all of our matches, but they are going to have a tough road ahead.
That is 100% the case for pretty much all these teams here, Brett. We've been seeing some severe dominance from a lot of these teams. Everyone else trying to catch up and adapt, and it's going to be a long road ahead for pretty much anybody that is below the top 3 right now. But back on topic with this match, let's check out the maps that we're going to be seeing tonight. First one, which we're going to be starting very soon, ladies and gentlemen, all the players are in the lobby and ready to go, is going to be on Garrison Hardpoint. Brett, thoughts on this map real quick?
Garrison Hardpoint, probably one of the most down and dirty, just kind of grindy maps that we have for Hardpoint right now. I would say that it probably took its place, in my opinion, where I'm from Crossroads. But yeah, it is going to be really, really disgusting if we do see these teams starting to lock them back in some of those spawn traps. It can get really, really one-sided, especially around that P3 to transition to P4 hill. We have seen some really most of our leads, our big leads that we have seen, have come out of that rotation. So these teams need to make sure that they are going to be on the ball and they are going to be able to hit those rotations when they need to. And getting those kills, they absolutely have to get those kills. And I do want to mention just one thing on the note of kills. And as we're going a little out of order here, but we did see the Star Society and Indiana Syndicate match the other day, and Carl was 1.24 overall in that match. The rest of his team didn't even break a 0.5. So wow. As I said, the kills are really going to make a difference. You've got to be able to trade out efficiently at the very least. Next is going to be Raid S&D, and I think that that's going to be a little bit of everybody's favorite. Nobody really dislikes any of the modes that we do see on Raid. I think it's probably the most balanced map that we have for this game right now. So looking forward to how these two teams are going to be playing on that one. And again, you know, Exert, he does shine on S&D, so definitely look for him to be taking the ball with his team and being able to really push it on forward. Control will be on Checkmate. I think this is everybody's favorite map, of course, Checkmate. I'm just kidding there. But yeah, Control is going to be our third map. And then if it does go to a fourth, we go back to Raid and then an S&D on Checkmate for our fifth and final map.
Yes, indeed, Brett. But going back to the start of that conversation, we really need to be talking about some Garrison. Like we said, there are quite a few spawn-dependent zones for Control on this map, hardpoints that are really dictated by, you know, getting those good spawns and all that. This is definitely more so of a map like that than some of the other ones, but it's not totally like that. There are definitely some ways where you can just break good setups by your opponents, even if they do get the rotations early on. Although it's going to take quite a little bit of slaying out. We do know that both teams have players that can do that. But I think it's really going to come down to who can... For Swear Society, path to victory is Carl gets the help that he needs to get the slaying done. For Hyped Esports, is going to be sort of integrating the new players that they have, I believe.
Absolutely, 100% agree on that one right there. Just real quick, right now on the floor, who do you think is going to be able to take this one? What's the score?
I say Swear Society take it by no more than 50 points.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. I'm giving the edge here to Hyped Esports, but we will see who is going to be able to do it. Carl is going to be up here in the top green, looking like he's going to be able to take down First Blood as well. So got to love that, as Vito gets a nice little flank, able to only pick up one. We do see those first points going over into the favor of Hyped Esports. And, you know, we've talked about this before. A lot of times that first hard point, you're not really gaining a whole lot of momentum off of it, but really what you're trying to do is just get those spawns for next. And so far, we are going to be seeing that happening here for Hyped Esports. So they've got to be loving the position that they have gained. They got about 15 points off of it, which is pretty standard. And we'll see what the setup is going to be as Vito trying to push into the backside here to secure those spawns.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like a little bit of a tough start here for Swear Society. They might be able to get a quick spawn flip here if Lorente can get the positioning down correctly. He's going to catch one out. That's Patterns. And now Hyped is going to have to send some people back and divide their attention a little bit. Lorente coming over the top. He doesn't quite realize that Frag is quite literally right behind him, and he totally shoots him in the back. Vito trying to get up to a Poos before anything drastic happens, and it's still going to be a scrap. A fight that Hyped Esports is going to be so far on top. Epuz has been getting some serious help from his teammates here. No one really been able to even touch him a little bit until just now, when Swear Society just bursting onto the point, moving Hyped Esports all around like a game of American football, and they are going to be breaking this, getting the last little bit of time. You see here, though, Brett, Hyped Esports are going to be totally giving this up and going for the next hill. If their opponents can pick up on this quickly enough, they might be able to really punish it.
It does look like Hyped is also going to be able to get the trash time over here. So 12 seconds are going to be going back for them. Unfortunately, they probably would have rather had the spawns for next. It does look like it is going to be going over towards Swear Society here, as they did win out on that 2v2 battle there towards Generator. So yeah, they're looking pretty darn good here for Swear Society. Should be able to get a decent amount of time if they can hold off this next wave that's going to be coming over there towards them, as we do see Vito on your screen setting up onto the hill. He is going to be running into that first and initial flare. Gets shot in the back, as we do see a Fuse also getting picked up here into the back line. So now the spawns are really going to be critical here for Swear Society. They do have the better spawns, and it does look like Laurinette is going to be able to pick up one. Not going to get the second one, but they have pushed them off of the point, and we are going to be seeing it starting to even on up. So I would imagine now, with about 30 seconds left, we might see maybe one random guy going on in there to try and challenge. But for the most part, Hyped Esports is going to try and set up contain for this next hard point.
Yeah, I mean, Brett, it's like I said, I thought this match was going to be very close coming in. Swear Society's starting to get their feet out underneath them, and it's looking pretty good. Exert, he's going to be just getting a nice little grenade kill, watching over in the power position, and his teammates, they're going to be nice and ready for this hill to pop whenever it does, which is pretty much going to be right now. Vito and the guys, they're pretty much fighting hard for these contest spots already. Exert somehow manages to slip under the radar here, but only until he runs right into the path of Ari. Ari going a little bit off here. He's got 2 kills in a row, 3 kills in a row, and just like that, Swear Society has completely uprooted Hyped Esports and everything they had going for them.
Yeah, you said that they needed to help Carl, and that's exactly what they're doing. 9 and 8 there for Vito, 9 and 8 for Ari. So they're putting down the kills, and look at that. We almost seeing 2 going down here for Hyped Esports, and they are going to be completely wiped out once again. So, you know, what we were talking about before, you know, you're seeing that P3 to P4 transition. A lot of points are going to be getting set up here, and it's all of a sudden starting to get a bit scary here for Hyped. About a 50-point or so lead. It's going to be coming in here for Swear Society. They will get onto some of this trash time, but are they going to be able to really push them back off of this next hill? We do see a weird pinch that's about to come in here. Looks like we are going to be seeing Laurente able to get back behind them, and he might be able to cause a lot of havoc here for Hyped.
That is a great take from Hyped Esports. They didn't, and they couldn't have really settled for anything less there, Brett. They're starting to fall behind more than they were like any time in this game at all. This is the furthest anyone's been behind in this game. Ari gonna get a cash money shot on the guy on the objective, ripping him off, and Lights is gonna go down as well. Ari taking down top bridge now, and everything is starting to fall into place yet again for Swear Society. But Frag, he's gonna play spoiler here and get a little bit of shots on their back. Carl gonna get his attention divided as well. I mean, Swear Society, they're in some good spots for the next objective and to prevent too much time going into Hyped if they can win their gunfights here. But the spawn out from Lorente could spell disaster if he doesn't get back in position fast enough, and it could really hurt them on this next objective.
What was that spawn right there? That was crazy. Pattern is going to be able to turn around, though, and clean up at least one of those kills. So I think they realize, yeah, they have spawn back behind him, which is definitely good here for Hyped Esports. They are going to be able to get the initial time here for next. So Exert, though, he is trying to do some work here in the top green. Frax is going to be cleaning it up. So they get control of top green. That they do have the high ground, which is going to help them quite a bit. But look at Carl coming on in. He slides up. We'll be able to get that initial kill, getting onto the time as well. So just being that player that can just interrupt those hills constantly, that's exactly what you need to see. And right now it looked like Hype Esports still trying to get that lead, but it is definitely a battle.
Yeah, I mean, they are going to have to really break through here, Brett. They are losing all their lead, and they don't really have too much going in terms of control over next. Ari, they're going to get some fortuitous split spawns. He might be able to get a kill here, maybe, not quite. Lorente, he does know that there is at least one person weak over here. He might be able to get a pinch on him with Vito. Vito going to get discovered and sussed out easily enough. And now Lorente, he's going to try and clear out the back spawn and build a strong base to go in for this next assault. His teammates are still spawning out, though, which is a little bit not so good. Does clear off the point and is going to allow Carl to get in here. It's a little bit of give and take here, Brett. Like, neither team is really just running away with it. It's each team is making it very costly for anyone to get anything going at all, but Swear Society is ever so slightly coming out on top so far.
Right now, Lorente is doing a fantastic job. I'm butchering his name. I do apologize, but 16 and 14, and he's really the reason why they were able to get over there onto that P2 hill for as long as they did. So props to him being able to really be a playmaker and keep this game still kind of in their favor. Hype Esports will be able to take this lead right now, but right now we do see generators are going to be set up here for P3. Swear Society should be able to have the initial time coming on in, but we do have a big push coming on in for Hyped Esports. So far, they have been able to win those weird spawns coming all the way into the back, but Exert is going to push way up here into Garage, and he could be a huge playmaker here in just a few moments. They haven't realized that he's there, and he's not going to be able to get the kills. That will be Frags now, all the way in the back, it looks like, with Pattern. They have possibly flipped the spawns here. Yes, we have seen the spawns flip on out. This is the moment that we need here from Hyped Esports if they're going to be able to get into the hill. They have been able to clean it up. Only one player left up alive. Guess who it is? It's Lorente, and he's going to do an amazing job there for a moment staying alive. I thought for sure he was going to be able to get away, but no, the spawn's all the way in the back. That's going to be a 4 down, and we should be seeing these next 30 seconds going in the way here of Hyped.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if Hype did not get the majority of the remaining time here. Swear Society, I don't see them really pushing in hard for this. They're going to try and just get some picks here, make sure that they can keep what they have, because they've lost a whole lot here, Brett. That was very good work from Hyped Esports on the spawn control, instantly flipping out Swear Society from getting control over the munitions area. And now Carl gonna get a little bit up in their grill, does take down one, but Lorente, he's still in a good spot to do some damage, but they're gonna completely envelop him. And just like that, Swear Society starting to get a little bit dismantled. They've still got top green control, which is gonna really help them out if they can just get their shots on point. That is a bit unfortunate, but I mean, they're still holding for now, Brett, and if they can get a lot of time off of this hill, that'll be a good sign, because most people don't get a whole lot of time on this one.
Yeah, this is definitely a heavily contested hill, but so far it is looking like Swear Society are going to be able to get the main chunk of time here. We do see a Fuse trying to come on down. He does get picked up. Patterns is now going to be trying to come up to pick out Vito. He does. So the last 20 seconds or so might be going over to them. So this is just back and forth. We've seen lead changes now I think 2 or 3 times just in the last few moments. So this is pretty impressive stuff going back and forth between the two teams, as Carl now not wanting to give up this trash time to be able to come on in. Can he get frags? They do trade it out. Gotta love that. But we will be seeing Hyped already set up for the next rotation. They are set up for P5 and locking it down. Trophies are out. And yeah, you see a Fuse over here looking like he might be pushing over into that top green position, will catch out for his teammate. So really, really good rotations coming in from Hyped Esports. And that's what I was talking about before, man. I mean, Garrison, it's really coming down to the rotations. Yeah, you know, your fragging ability can absolutely be good, but if you miss your rotations, it could just be brutal. And right now, Hyped Esports, even though it looks like they're not really all that great in terms of the kills, they're just locking this game down.
Yeah, this is starting to look a little bit grim for my prediction for Swear Society. Carl trying to do anything in his power to stop this. He is going to take down one side of Lights, which makes Pattern a little bit anxious about his chances here, and he should be. He gets totally slammed there by Carl. And now they're going to be getting a very, very good little contestation here. A little bit of time, but even better, their opponents are not getting the time. They've got a good setup for next, Brett. They can't quite win off of this one. I really doubt they do it. Mathematically, they can, but I really doubt they do it. But yeah, this is going to be a great situation for them. Hyped Esports, the longer this goes on, the more it'll really help them. But if Swear Society can get some good time off of this hill right here, they can win off of a break on the next one. They've been getting those all game.
Ari right now 31 and 25. He gets a 5 spree there. That is huge for them. As you do see a Fuse in a very odd position.
Wow.
Will be able to pick up 2. Looking for the 3rd. His teammate cleans it up. So they stop the potential lead change once again. And we do have Hyped Esports able to get onto the point now. I believe that they can actually win it here if it's not going to be contested. It does look like enough time has been taken away, so no team are going to be able to win it here. We are going to be seeing that rotation come in. And again, look at who's winning the rotation battle. It's Hyped Esports. They're perfectly okay with letting them have these last 10, 12, 15 seconds, but it's all going to come down to this next big push.
It really is. Brett Exert, he's going to be looking away at probably... Actually, he does reposition himself quite well, but somebody has streaks. And who might that be? That is going to be main man Ari. He does kill one of his own players in addition to one of his opponents, and he trades himself out very nicely. One coming around the back, though, easily sussed out. And just like that, Swear Society have gotten the break that they need, Brett. Can they reinforce quickly enough? That is going to be the main question here. Vito trying to stall for time here, just trying to not get the feet shots on him, and he is going to be getting a little bit... sussed out again, and just like that, oh my goodness, Swear Society, they get broken right on back. Hyped Esports, they might just be able to see this one through despite the break coming out from Swear Society. Carl, he's gonna try his best, and he's doing his best right now, but contention's coming out. Holy crap, Brett, this might not be over just yet. Big wins from Vito, and I think they might be able to just, yeah, they can't quite do it right now, Brett, and like you said, Hyped Esports, they are going to be on the rotation. All they need is 3 freaking seconds. Carl trying to get there right alongside them. It is going to be a fight to the finish. Carl wins the gunfight. It's going to be down to Pattern here, and he is going to be the decider here.
They got to go now. They got to go now, and they weren't able to do it. Carl, when it mattered the most, he turned up there towards the end. The player that was probably struggling on Swear Society throughout that entire game, he definitely did show his prowess at the end when it mattered. Beautiful job there for him. Vito also doing some really good shots here, but man, that was a nail biter there. I mean, literally coming down to 1 or 2 seconds. And yeah, Swear Society, I mean, props to them. They look like they might have lost it, but no, Generator was just completely overrun. You saw the gunfights not going in the way of Hyped Esports. They lost that positioning in the top tank. So yeah, props to them. That was a beautiful play from them. Very good game.
Yeah, Brett, just color me absolutely amazed at the clutching up ability there at the end from Swear Society. Their opponents, they needed 3 seconds left. They had 3 seconds left, but Carl and the guys, they just ran right on in, and Carl, he finally has the help that he's been so desperately looking for this entire season. And Swear Society, like, I'm so amazed that I called that within... I didn't think it was going to be that close, but I'm amazed that I was able to call that within 50 points, and I'm so happy to be right. That was pretty damn amazing, Brett, and I would not have had an opening to the week any other way. Swear Society, in case you guys just missed out, you're a little bit late to the stream, you just missed Swear Society coming from the back and just snaking one away from Hyped Esports. End result being 250 to 247. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going into a search and destroy on Raid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they just squeaked it out. I mean, they had a pretty good control of it there towards the beginning of the game. I mean, they had what, like a 50-point lead at one time. So, Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a good back and forth, but Swear Society had a pretty decent control on that match for the most part. Hyped Esports, though, they do have to be kicking themselves. They were right in the perfect position there to take the win. Should have taken the win. I mean, a few seconds there, it really should have gone their way, but not going to be the case. Now, moving on into our next map, it is going to be, like you said, Raid, S&D. And do we have the records here of these teams so far in S&D, by the way, by any chance?
We actually do not have the lookout
Okay.
right here handy, Brett, but I know that Swear Society, from what I've seen in my personal experience casting them, they do pretty solid in the search and destroy. They, in pretty much a lot of the games that they've lost that have been close, which were a lot of them, they have been able to nick a few search and destroys here and there, even if it doesn't mean them losing the entire series. So yeah, Swear Society, I think they've been in more round 11 search and destroys than any other team in the game. Check that stat from you, DropShotStats, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. So they've definitely got a lot of, yeah, like we just saw in the last round on Hardpoint, it's going to be also true in Search and Destroy. They've got a lot of ice water in their veins, they've got a lot of chill, and they're going to be making sure that even when the going gets tough, they're going to be seeing things through despite the close results now.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's going to be some players that we definitely want to see showing up. Obviously, Exert is somebody that we're going to be keeping our eye on throughout this next map. And then, of course, you know, the fact that we did see a lot of the players there on Swear Society really starting to step it up. Vito was looking great. Laurenetti was looking great. We saw, you know, just fantastic plays from Ari as well. He ended up getting those streaks there towards the very end, which honestly probably won them the match, because if they weren't going to be able to break that radar hard point, it definitely would have been over right then and right there. So, you know, every one of those players, except for the player really up until the very end of the map, was stepping up and doing what they needed to do. So this is going to be a tall order here for Hyped Esport. Exert's going to have to bring all of the tools out in order to really shine here in this next map. Of course, the rest of Hyped Esports is going to be there with them, and we shall see who's going to be able to come out on top. But I would say right now we absolutely need to be seeing Hyped Esports being able to take this map 2 away. Going into map number 3, it might be a little bit rough, especially if they have a slow start like they did in that hard point. You definitely don't want to go down, 2 rounds or so in the control. It can be really rough trying to come on back from that. So it should be a good one here.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to lose this one, especially when you're staring down the barrel against Carl, who has the league record for most kills in control. So that's definitely something they got to be thinking about here. Both teams pretty dang solid in the search and destroy. Raid going to be everybody's favorite map just because it is old, a fan favorite, and it is very, very balanced, Brett. So I really cannot wait to get in here and see what we've got going. Fun fact is now, we might have, ever since the meta change, I think there have been some little nods to the fact that people are not going to be using the Milano or the QBZ or anything anymore, because we've pretty much been seeing strictly Strigging AK-74U.
Yeah, it's pretty much just those two dominating. But we shall see if somebody does end up bringing out one of those 2 weapons that we have seen in the past. I haven't really seen a whole lot of the QBZ, honestly, in the last probably week and a half or so. So that's no surprise there. But we have seen some Milano usage coming on out, especially on this particular map for S&D. I think it was Mythic who did a fantastic job the other day when we were watching on S&D with that Milano. So, but it does look like first blood is going to be Exert, the guy he said was going to be able to make the plays, and he's doing it right here. So it's going to be all up to Laurenetti, and wow, this is going to be a tall order. It's a 1v4. He's stuck over here on the edge of the map with bomb, though, at the very least. So he is going to have some time to make a decision of what he wants to do, but man, he's going to have to pick off every one of these players perfectly and making sure that he's not going to be stuck in this situation where the guy are going to be able to trade this out. He's going to go ahead back on out over here towards this B side of the map. Frags is going to be there waiting for him, and he has been spotted out, so the information is there. We should be seeing these players starting to collapse on into him. There's not going to be a whole lot of places that he's going to be able to come in. If he's going to be sitting there waiting, we'll be able to finish that out, and that right there is about as perfect of an S&D as you possibly can get when you're on the defense.
I mean, yeah, that was a great read by them. They sent 3 middle, and Their opponents happen to send 3 middle as well. Look at that close control by Exert, shooting just a centimeter above his teammate's shoulder, who was one shot and avoids trading out his own teammate. You gotta love aim like that, Brett. But yeah, also another thing I want to point out analysis-wise is just the fact that even when there was only one guy left, they all still played together, giving a lot of respect to Lorente, not just flying out at him like with reckless abandon and ego chelling him. You love to see stuff like that. Vito now going to be contesting them on raid. He does get 1 instant trades coming out, but first blood this time coming for Swear Society.
So right now, it does look like Hype's trying to get this bomb planted over onto that B side. We do have Ari, though, possibly going to be able to make a really good flank coming on in, but you know, fighting against that top laundry position, that is going to be a very tall order here, as we do see Pattern sitting down below. Does look like the bomb might be making its way. No, they're going to go all the way into the back. They're going to be clearing this out. That's good. Trades come in. Oh, look at that. Carl goes huge at 2. And now it's down to a 1 versus 2 Exert. He grabs the bomb, but he's not able to get the kill on Carl. It's got about 30 seconds left here to make this happen. Carl comes on back to finish the job. He picks up 3. Exert who? Carl looking fantastic.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Carl winning this gunfight? Insane, Brett. Absolutely insane. They both fly around the corner at him. Carl does not care. He just utterly wrecks the living daylights out of both of them. We saw Carl doing a really great job last week in a match that you casted and I produced. Carl, I'm pretty sure he had like 16 kills despite losing the entire thing, more than anyone else in the game. So yeah, I mean, Exert, he might have that stat on the leaderboard, but Carl is coming for his bacon. He's coming for his spot in the leaderboard. He's getting a little bit lit up here by Pattern and Bomb going down rather early, so Swear Society gonna be getting stalled out initially, but with Carl alive, well, no longer alive, maybe they're dead in the water now, Brett. Yep.
Yeah, very, very clean round, I would have to say, coming out from Hyped, especially after what just happened. So, you know, definitely keeping their composure there, not letting it get to him. Nice shots coming in from Pattern, though, real crisp here, as he will be able to pick up those 2. And looking for number 3, as he is going to be able to find him there underneath that bedroom area. Oh, actually, did he get the ace there, or does his teammate help out with the assist? Not sure, but man, we'll see over here in just a few seconds with his streaks. Yes, he got the ace there, so wow. Pattern, look at that. Man, we got some plays coming out here tonight, boys and girls. So loving this so far. Hyped Esports answering back, and we'll see if they're going to be able to get this first attacking round here on the board. So far, both teams have been struggling on this side.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to be seeing Hyped Esports completely forfeiting mid, but at the same time, Swear Society, they seem to be a little bit too afraid to try and take something out of that because they don't know that they fully forfeited mid just yet. Lorente hasn't gotten a kill yet, but still trying to gain some good intel for his teammates, and he falls yet again to Exert. Those headshots are 100% on point. 2 health remaining, by the way. Exert, he's just more confident, just doesn't peel off despite the fact that he is at 2 health. Epu's gonna be getting a little bit EP'd and getting, you know, just getting killed there. Pew pew was the joke there, but anyways, we're gonna be seeing Hyped getting the plant off despite losing somebody along the way. Mid control now going to be forfeited back to them. This is crazy lack of mid control here, Brett, and is going to really go into the hands of Hyped Esports at the end of things here if Frags can get a kill from it.
I think they may have been expecting another big push coming over there towards Laundry. Not the case, though. Frags cleans that up. That will be traded out very quickly, but it's all down to Pattern now in a 1v2 situation. And he's been able to just play lights out so far. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it. And this could lead to streaks, possibly. Oh, can he get the 5th? He's looking for him. He is not going to be able to get away. That will be Ari, but he doesn't have enough time. And the round does go to Hyped Esports. Beautifully played. Even though he wasn't able to get the streaks, Pattern knew exactly what he needed to do in order to get that win.
Yeah. Calculated losses along the way. They lost the battle for the streaks, but they lost the one. They won the war for the round, Jesus Christ. But yeah, Exert, man, the confidence of this guy to just win the gunfights. Even though he's taking shots, man has some serious perseverance to push right on through and get the kill because he knows that his teammates got his back. That's just confidence 101 there from him. Swear Society, I mean, that is a tough round to lose, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Maybe if you had just dedicated some more stuff to mid off rip, then things like that wouldn't have happened to you. They got a pick on the mid, and it really, really devastated them, hurt them for time, And now we are going to be seeing a very, very cautious approach from Swear Society, trying to get that pick again. Hyped Esports maybe a little bit too hyped up on their own egos here. They seem to be getting very aggro here on them, Brett. Maybe their past round wins are getting to them a little bit in a way that they think they can just ape these guys and get it for free.
Well, I mean, they might. This really hyper aggression that we're seeing coming out of them, it's pushed them back in the map, and this whole time they are going to be wasting a lot of the clock here. And this is exactly what you want to do. If you are on that defending side, you got to make the attackers really start making those mistakes. And we do see a push coming over here towards mid. Pattern gets some information here, goes ahead, backs on out. So far, nobody able to get over there towards the plant just yet. Vito, though, takes a good chunk of damage, and he could be getting pushed right now. Oh, but look at that. It's going to be Lorente able to pick up one. That's going to be Frag, so he's helping his teammate out quite a bit. And Carl following it up, taking down Pattern. Exert, the only one alive. He does go down, and immediately, I mean, just in a flash, we see every single player getting picked up from height. And that right there was a very good play coming in for Swear Society. Carl in a beautiful position, able to push up around that pool side of the map, picking up two kills. So, and gotta point out the fact that Carl right now is 7-3. I mean, the guy is definitely putting the team on his shoulders right now. Maybe on the respawn, they were looking a lot better, but his teammates are struggling in this S&D so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually been that way, though, Brett. And, I mean, they're not doing that bad overall. They're only one round down. If Lorente can just get himself together, get a little bit of a kill here, or just not die, that's totally fine, too. They can get this retake. I mean, it's not the easiest thing in the world, Brett, to push back in, especially now that Hyped Esports has got this proper setup. They're watching their backs. They've got the full testudo going on here, full-on defense going on here, and they are watching every single angle. Swear Society, they're going to need to get the pick like they did the last time. Lorente hopping over the top, taking some big fat damage, and he's not going to be able to push back in. Ipu's getting a solid trade as well. Carl might be able to get a little bit of a pixel peek on him, but still in a good position to hold this is Hyped.
We'll see if they can actually go down with time. Is the defuse coming in? It is. Can they actually take him off of it here? Carl was the last alive trying to get it, and that's going to be Hyped. Playing the clock once again. They are beautiful when they go in for a fast plant, and they have been able to take that one down. So looking good here for Hyped. They take a 2-round lead. You see Pattern being able to pick up the last 2 kills. So definitely getting some momentum back behind him. The whole entire team right there from Hyped is looking good. Everyone is getting some kills onto the board. We finally do see some work coming out for Lorente as well as from Vito. So they've got to be loving that. Maybe Swear Society is going to be able to heat up here in this attacking round.
Yeah, perfect line of sight on the bomb without a single person going down pre-plant, Brett. That was pretty much as perfect as it can get for Hyped Esports. What Swear Society can't do from this point forward is allow them to get a plant site like that for free again. Pattern, he's trying to be a little bit up close and deny the plant without letting on too much that he's here. He's just playing so passively here, and this is not what we usually see from Hyped Esports. A little bit of the aggression being pulled back in favor of getting a pick and a definite bomb down. He's going to see Vito here in a second. That's bomb down. Nice. He gets away with it too, Brett. Great kills again from Pattern.
And as well as the fact that bomb is down. So they are going to have to force the issue here to go grab that bomb. They've got about 40 seconds left. Defuse is going to be able to pick up one there in the middle of the map, as well as Frags. It's all down to one. Ari in a 1v4 with the bomb. Not in the best place, but he picks up 2. 29 seconds. Can the man pull out the ace as well as the clutch? It is going to be all up to him here to prevent this from going to a round 5 going into the favor here of Hyped Esports. Ari looking around where he can push in. 15 seconds left, and I love the way Hyped is playing this. They know, yeah, we don't have to get too crazy here. We can just go ahead and sit back, check the bomb when it gets close to time. That is some very good Call of Duty plays coming out of Hyped Esports so far.
That is some great patience as well, Brett. I mean, as soon as they had the 2 people go down here, it would have been... I can see a lot of teams falling into the pitfall of, oh, we need to rush this guy out, because that's just typical, I don't know, COD player mentality a lot of the time is we need to push this guy out, we have the manpower advantage, we can just take him on, the two of us versus him. But, I mean, that just shows that it's not always able to be going that way. Already he took down 2 pretty much at the same time, and who's to say he couldn't do it again, just like that. I loved the fact that they were able to tame back the aggression and just play smart, and sometimes playing smart can just get you more wins than it loses you games, and now that is an even better thing to have happen. Not only like are they going to get this set up like they did the last time, Brett, but they're also going to get a pick on Swear Society at the same time.
It is going to be traded out. Frags now get some information to possibly pushing down through mid. The bomb is down, so it's going to be all up to Swear Society to be able to answer in kind. Exert setting up inside bedroom. Exert or Frags going off. I'm sorry. He's on a 5 streak right now. Can he actually get the 6 to close it out? Hyped is going to be able to pick it up. 2-6 in favor of Hyped Esports. And Frags here with the play of the game. Taking a look at this. We'll be able to pick up 1 down below. Bedroom picks up number 2 as well. Fantastic job from him. And I got to say, man, that wasn't even close. I mean, honestly, like it never really felt past, round number 5, I think it was. It never really felt like Swear Society was in any point in control of the game whatsoever. It was hyped all the way.
Yeah, I can completely agree with you there, Brett. Color me completely and utterly shocked. That is probably the most weakest performance I've seen Swear Society have in a Search and Destroy. Hyped Esports, though, they had a very strong one. So that combined with the fact that Swear Society looking a little bit under the weather here, a little bit anemic and lame, they were getting swiftly swept away there. And just like that, 1-1 in the series again, Brett, and that is exactly what you need if you're Hyped Esports, going up against the infamous, the notorious Carl, up in some Control. Like I said, he has the league record for most kills in a single game of Control. Let's take a little bit of a look at these mode standings here real quick, Brett, so we can see just how good Carl is in general. Oh, he's actually not even on there for the KDs, but yeah, that's a little bit surprising to me. But I mean, it's just sometimes it can be a little bit of a quantity over quality. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, he was in there. He's like the number 3, I think, on that list. He's like a 1.37, I think, for Control. So, yeah, he's definitely looking good in Control. You got to feel confident with him going on in there. One of the things that really I saw from that last S&D round that I wanted to point out is the fact that Hyped Esports played extremely aggressive. They set the pace of the game right from the very start. And it felt like Swear Society just caught them off guard, and they were constantly cautious. They were too cautious because they felt like they were constantly going to get pressured, which they were, but they needed to answer in kind with some aggression of their own, and they weren't able to do that. They do that here in this Control, and that's not going to be looking too good. Checkmate is a map where we see some of the worst spawn traps that can happen on this particular map. You absolutely cannot play like that. So this is going to be an interesting one, though, as both lives and the time is going to be coming down to it. Most of the time we do see the defending team being able to have the advantage, but we have seen some teams here recently that have been able to take an attacking round off of them to take that 3-1 advantage. So I am curious to see which team can, if they can, and which one is going to do that. Right now, with especially with how that first hardpoint went, I really can't say, just in terms of straight up respawns, who's going to be able to take this one. Yeah. But with the momentum coming off of that 6-2 victory, I mean, that can get you just jacked for this next game. And sometimes that is just enough to get you that first attacking round win. And if they can get that in the bag and just they're solid on their defenses, like we know most of these teams are, man, they are definitely going to be happy with that, because Hype could potentially be coming out 2-1 in the series going into the hard point. But before we get to that far, obviously we do got to get this Control going on down. So it is going to be some fireworks going out.
Yeah, it could potentially be a lot of explosive starts here going on, Brett. I mean, Hyped Esports coming off that, you got to be living up to the namesake there and being hyped. And now this is sort of something that I've been talking about more recently, and the fact that attitude, it can really make or break a lot of teams' chances going into these close matchups. Both teams are 1-1. It really is going to come down to who can keep their cool and all this pressure going on here. I mean, based on what we've seen so far, maybe it's going to be Hyped Esports. They kept their cool after losing that very close victory in Swear Society. I don't know if they've quite got the same thing going on there just yet. So, I mean, they do have main man Carl, who's just an absolute beast at getting kills and control, but Hyped Esports, they are very good all around, and they have some great calculations when it comes to how much aggression they can put in. So I would say it's going to be a very close one here as well, Brett. 3-2 either way, I can't tell.
Well, it should be a fun one, that is for sure. And we are going to be on board right now with our attacking team, which will be Swear Society. So they're going to have a little bit of an uphill battle right from the get-go. Hyped Esports really needs to make sure that they get this defense, because we do see Swear Society being able to get an attacking round here. This really could be a jolt to their momentum that they needed to get this thing rolling. But we'll be seeing that first blood going over here to Veto. Control for the plane is inbound, and it does look like a Fuse will be able to pick up one with Pattern, also taking down another, but Carl can't quite get the kill. A little bit of a team kill going down in there, but the control for the plane is going to be in the favor of Hyped Esports, and the plane control is so critical on this map. It gives you so much vision throughout the entirety of it. It's pretty much, you almost have to take plane in order to get some of these points.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to go for A. It's so hard to get in there without getting shot in the side on the run-up or on the point itself, Brett. You see, Ari, he's just trying to make sure that they don't get flanked, they don't get a loss of their plane control here, as they have done a very good job of clearing things out a little bit. That's a tough gunfight to lose there, if I'm totally honest. But Carl, he might be able to come up here and do a little bit of something. At least got to stop the clock, because believe it or not, they're really starting to run out of time. The lives, though, Brett, that's a little bit interesting. If you see there, only a slight life lead for Swear Society. So even if they do lose this, they're doing a great job, in theory, by the fact that they are making it really, really hurt to get this win meta-wise.
Yeah, so those of you who do not know maybe about the lives, the team with the least amount of deaths there towards the end of the fourth round will be able to get the defending side of the map, which typically is the better side. So it does come into play, and now we are already seeing that life advantage slowly but surely getting a little bit more in favor of Hyped Esports, as they are going to be able to pick it up 14-18. And that's going to go to time right now, as we do see round number 1 going over for Hyped Esports. And really, I mean, I think it just came down to the fact that we could not see Swear Society getting control of that plane. They tried, and they tried, and every single time it was just Hyped Esports able to just hang on with that last player being able to clean it up. And like you said, that's really the starting point for a lot of these captures that we do see.
Yeah, I mean, Lorente, he's been doing a pretty good job, like you just saw, getting the plane control, but it was just way too late, like we said. And after they just initially lost their potential to get out of their spawn without dying too much, we started to see them dial back a little bit more. Hyped Esports being the benefactor of that, I would have to say a little bit, because I don't think it was totally adequately communicated between these guys. They were not going to push up, because there was still like 1 or 2 pushing up, while the other 2 would just completely just resign themselves to sit back in the spawn and wait for the next round to stay on the life advantage, which they did sort of give away a few lives here at the end, which is going to help Hyped Esports a little bit, and especially now that they have won that plane control. Now, I wouldn't be too surprised, Brett, if they just ran right on through and tried to get a little bit more kills from this. You see, Epuz is going to be doing just that, but too many cooks in the kitchen. Carl going to be baking him into a cake, and just like that, Hyped Esports losing a lot of ground.
Yeah, I really would have liked to just flood in onto that A point and just get at least 1 tick on the board. Not the greatest outcome, but they do have some pressure over here onto that alpha side. And again, they cleared out the plane, so you're not going to have to worry about those cross shots as much. Carl trying to come on in to pick up that kill. Will be able to get 1, but trade it out immediately. You see Ari now down below. Does look like 1 tick is going to be able to get in onto that A side of the map. Does look like maybe a second one here in just a few moments from Exert. So this is going to be really important, as it is stopping the clock, as well as potentially giving them that extra time. But it does look like Carl coming in clutch right now, being a huge distraction. Lorente is going to be able to do some work from afar as well. So really good shots all around, but is it going to be enough here in the end? Ari coming into the backside will be able to pick up only 1, and a lot of pressure is now being pushed onto this A side to try and clean this up. But I think right now it's best here if we just see Swear Society rotating back over for the defense on B. It does look like Lorente is going to be able to pick up at least 1 but only one. Honestly, I don't know if that was worth it. 17-12 life advantage is going to be in favor of Hyped Esports. They already had it in round number 1. They might be able to get it here in round number 2, but Vito goes big, getting 4 kills almost. Does eventually go down, and we are going to be seeing Hyped Esports with the control still in the plane.
Yeah, they are going to get a little bit of a stun check on Pattern. They know he's generally here, but they can't totally figure out where he's at based on that. Pattern going to get a free kill inside the plane, and that does kind of loosen the grip that Swear Society has here. I mean, Hyped Esports has been doing a much, much better job on their attack of just maintaining a little bit of a pathway back into getting onto the objectives here, Brett, whereas Swear Society, they died all at once. They were basically resigned to their spawn more or less instantly. And Hyped Esports, again, not the case for them. They might even be able to take this attack, especially with no respawns remaining for Swear Society and plenty coming for Hyped.
And not only that, but they have 32 seconds and they're on point. So they stopped the clock. They're just going to be able to soak this up. There's only 2 players left up remaining to 9. Basically, Ari is trying to do all that he can, but it's not enough. And Hyped Esports coming out with the quick 2-0 start. This is what I was talking about, Kyle. I mean, you're looking at a team who comes off hot off of an S&D victory. It looked fantastic. Every player was just firing on all cylinders. They roll on in to our control, easily get that first defensive win. And then now the attacking side, it looks like all of their guns are on point. They're winning every single one of their battles. Even though they're not winning the matches by time, they're going to be able to get all of the kills. And man, this is a scary position right now for Swear Society.
It definitely is, Brett. You lost your defense, which is your lifeblood in this map and on this mode. They're going to have to win not only a defense, but they're going to have to win an attack. Maybe 2, based on how the life trades up and going. Ari, that's a great opening gunfight. And now they have opened up a little bit of a path to B with another one going down in plane as well. I don't think they quite know this, but they could probably push out Frag here. Pattern going to be able to get up because they weren't able to do it quickly enough. And Frag gets rid of the control they have on the right side of the plane as well. That is big time losses for Swear Society and big time wins for Hyped Esports. Pattern just going so huge this game. He is 19-7, 3 in this life alone. He's going to find out Vito and absolutely smashes him. Carl trying to get a little bit of something going here. Almost triple negative, now triple negative. Very surprising from Carl. But that just underlines the point that all of Swear Society is really, really struggling to deal with Hyped right now.
Oh, they absolutely are. I mean, their subs are just not able to get anything going whatsoever. You do see Lorente doing a decent job at 12 and 14, Ari at 13 and 10, but they need to get up into the mix here, and they're just not able to get those kills back and forth. So right now, we do have them pushed off of that A point. No tick is going to go in. 30 seconds left here, as well as the life advantage once again. I mean, I know I've said that time and time again, but it really is just showing the dominance right now that we're seeing coming out. Just the kill power here for Hyped Esports. Pattern is doing some work still. He is 23-8. The man is on a mission to close this thing out in a 3-0 fashion, and he definitely wants to make that the case. 6 seconds left. Can they even get close to the point? They can't. And that, my friends, is going to be Hyped Esports taking the lead in this series 2-1.
That is very, very scary situations there for Swear Society. This is a mode that they have always done pretty well in, especially Carl, but Carl didn't even break 10 kills, which is very, very scary. I'm not doing that to point out the fact that he didn't do very well. I'm just pointing out the fact that Hyped Esports, they are looking like they are really, really on the come up right now, and Swear Society, it seems like they are definitely going in the opposite direction right now, Brett.
No, I mean, I think that is legitimate to point that out. You know, we talked about how Carl was one of the top KD players for Control. He saw a lot of success there in terms of getting those kills. You know, you have a player like that who's able to heat up, turn up, and find, that type of success in this map, and it just turns around what possibly could have been, maybe a 5-round series or even maybe a 3-1 in their favor. But that's not the case. Obviously something is going on, and he just wasn't able to perform there to the best of his abilities, whether it be Hyped Esports just overwhelming him or he's just having an off day. But definitely did not look good there. We do head into our next hard point, which is going to be on Raid. I think this is going to be a pretty decent one. Probably, like I said, one of the most balanced maps that we have so far in this game. So this is going to be a good one here for Swear Society to try and make this comeback, take it to a map number 5. But here's the crazy thing. If you think about it, map number 1 very easily could have gone into the favor of Hyped Esports. We could be ending out the stream right now.
Yeah, Brett, another thing I want to point out is the difference between the maps a little bit. You see, we were saying that Garrison, yeah, rotations are important, but you can also get away with going for the break if you knock out the spawns very well, which is easy to do on that map. This map, not quite so the case. And who was making the rotations every single time without fail? It was Hyped Esports. So I'm really thinking that if Swear Society doesn't allocate more and play the map more to what you need to play on this map instead of like what they were doing on Garrison, which I'm sure they can do, they just got to make sure that they can actually get the switch and strategy up in here to go along with what Hyped Esports was doing so well, and it could be the 3 points of difference here.
Absolutely. So all the pressure right now on Swear Society, obviously, to make this play. Hyped Esports still, I did think that they had an advantage going into this game anyways. They looked better, at least from the matches that I've cast anyways. They looked pretty decent. So right now, seeing them being able to dominate the last 2 maps, I mean, let's be honest. Yes. It's not even close. The last 2 maps have not even been close. It has been Hyped Esports in control the entire time. So, going into this hard point, maybe hard point is just that's the mode right there for Swear Society. Maybe that's their bread and butter. That's what they can always take each and every time. But you got to think that with Hyped Esports coming off of 2 map wins, which honestly they pretty much crushed the competition the entire time. Going into this map number 4, they're feeling good. They're feeling hot. Their shots are going to be on point. Swear Society they're just going to have to bring a miracle here to take this to a map 5, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a lot to beat their opponents on Search and Destroy as well, but first they've got to focus on just turning the tide, getting things going back in their favor, because that is the hardest part, Brett, is how do you respond after you take 2 losses like that? That's what a lot of teams, and not just the amateur scene, but the pro scene, have such a hard time with, is just keeping your cool and just seeing the game out, knowing that if you can just, obviously it sounds a lot more simple than stop losing and you'll start winning. It's a lot more simple than that. Just keep your cool, play the game like you know you can, make adjustments calmly, which, again, that's the hardest part, is doing it calmly, and just making sure that you do not give up hope before the series is even done. You can win these 2 maps if you're Swear Society. You just gotta believe in yourself and make the smart, calculated adjustments.
I absolutely 100% agree with you. And you know what? If we can, let's go ahead and check out a listen-in right now with Hyped Esports and just see what they are saying right now.
They're holding outer. Outer. 1 shot outer. Have your outer, so I saw your
Hint to P5. I'm hinting P5. Too close.
Got Carl.
Too close on you, Nate.
Got 1 more.
Let's go, Nate. One more.
I'm weak. Alright, he found me.
But that's alright.
Carl
dead.
Hey, scoot up. Get
Carl
kinda
weak. Carl kinda weak to stairs. We gotta kill Carl. He could be on streaks.
Middle veto.
Carl dead.
Middle veto. Yeah, top laundry and outer laundry. Top laundry and outer laundry.
Top laundry and stairs. Last guy's stairs.
Yo, one's middle. Veto is middle.
I spawned right on
Zig.
I got one in the back.
That's veto.
2.
Well, Brett, what do you think of that? That was pretty dang interesting. Those were very on-point calls for Hype. They definitely sounded the part, and they just seemed to be being very specific as well. Carl might have streaks. Kill Carl. Make sure this is where he's at. Go and kill him above all else. And they did exactly that, Brett. It was really, really good comms and a little bit of sub-objectives coming in to the main objective of coming in and getting control over the hill and the spawns.
You know, that may have been one of the reasons as to why Carl hasn't had the success that we've seen in the past, is because maybe Hype is just prioritizing him. They find him on the map and they make sure that they're going to be able to take him out. And he's looking fantastic right now. 84. He was on some nice little streaks there earlier, but we shall see if Hype is going to be able to keep this lead. So far, they're looking great for Swear Society here in Kitchen. They're going to be able to hold them off. They do have the rotation so far over there into Garage, and this could be a really good money hard point for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad gunfight to lose for Lorente. I mean, the manner he did it was not good, but the fact that he lost it does not really have any big game consequences, because Swear Society, they've got to set up for next. If they can just hold it, Ari, he's doing a pretty good job of it. If he can just win this fight up against Exert, that's huge. Now the rest of his teammates are on the respawn, and they're on the objective as well. Hyped Esports, the reinforcements are not anywhere near close, and Swear Society is going to get the bolstering of the manpower in a lot before them. Pattern going to turn the corner right into Vito. And man, look at the kills for Swear Society as well. Like, they're both at pretty much around the exact same amount of kills and deaths, aside from obviously Carl. But I mean, they're all pulling each other's weight, and that's something you love to see from Swear Society. They have not given up, Brett, and they know that if they can just get themselves together, keep their cool, and make the adjustments, like I said earlier, this game can be broken wide open.
Absolutely. So right now, Carl is looking fantastic, as you said before. 10 kills on the board right now, and that's what we needed to be seeing from him earlier. You know, we needed to see him start turning up, him being the leader in this team. But we do see Hyped Esports getting control of courts right now. Frags is going to be set up here for the inevitable push. It's going to be coming. He picks up one, not the second, though. His teammate is going to be able to clean that up. But look at Vito, able to survive here in the back. Now he's pushing on down to Pattern. Pattern not able to make it happen. Look at that. Vito, a one-man army, finally does get picked up. But man, causes the opening here. Is this going to be enough for the point to actually shift over? I'm not really sure. I don't think so. Lornez, he's trying to come back in, but he is going to be able to get that initial kill. But I think enough time is going to be wasted here. So yeah, we are all evened up pretty much on the board. Rotations are going to be coming on in. You do see number 2 there. Vito already getting into the middle of the map. You do have, it looks like, number 3 being able to pick up that kill. So yeah, fantastic job there from Ari, recognizing that he is going to be catching those players off of spawn. So yeah, Swear Society didn't look great there on the basketball course to get time, but they are going to be able to win the initial time here for this last hill.
Yeah, you do have to be a little bit cautious of Pattern here, though. Lorente trying to go up after him, and he does get a little bit smoked. So Pattern is going to be making it so their ability to cover the mid-map is not so good, and they do eventually, from that springboard, push on into the objective and break it. Now, again, it is very, very close. Lorente going to get him on the second attempt. But now, I don't know, man. Carl might be able to push in here, but he's still a 2 versus 1. But that's never been a problem for Carl, Brett. He's always been doing a good job. He does at least get him weak for Vito. Vito, knowing he's here, he just goes in and eats him for breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day, every day. That is a kill. That is going to be going into the hands of Vito. And now, looking good for the next set of rotations here as well, Brett. Swear Society going to be a little bit not the benefactor of coming in on the lead, off the lead on the next one, but if they can keep this current positioning and not give up the spawns to Pattern here, they will be able to bounce back again.
We are going to be seeing right now Swear Society with that initial time once again on ring. So they are going to be able to keep this lead, maintaining it, but Pattern is looking so good on those long shots. He does get picked up, though. And we are going to be seeing now Ring in control here of Height. All of a sudden, what looked like a fantastic setup for Swear Society is all but gone. And Carl does get cleaned up over there on top. Laundry, Exert, looking here to possibly pick up. That was Ari. But it looks like his teammates are going to be able to help him out. So yeah, Hyped Esports just turned that setup around on its head. They looked fantastic, and they will be set up over here for Kitchen, so they can actually run this back on into another 60 seconds, and this will be brutal right here. If they can't get this flank going around here for Vito, this could be very bad for Swear Society, and it looks like Swear Society will be able to break on through, so they get the backside of Kitchen. This is going to be huge for their spawns, but look at that. Frax comes on in. He picks up 2. Looking for the third. His teammates will be able to finish that off. That is going to be a beautiful collapse And once again, they are going to be able to secure and keep control of those kitchen spawns. That was a beautiful play.
What a completely amazing pivot there, Brett. They had lost the spawns, and instead of just like saying, oh crap, we lost spawns, they just went right from mid-map to the objective, and they reinforced the objective instead of, you know, going for the complete and utter pinch. Frag still went for the pinch and got some great value for it, as you saw, but they were just able to completely stall out Swear Society's momentum coming through the ring area just like that. They got full value for it, just like that. They are a full hills time worth ahead, and they are not going to allow Swear Society to get comfortably set up here either. Only 2 on the objective, and a lot of pressure coming in from Hyped Esports. Exert and Apuz are coming on in here, trying to get some jump shots, but it only allows him to die, and yeah, that's going to be a good hold from Swear Society now.
We'll see how long they can actually hold this for. They absolutely need a good 45 seconds on this point in order to get them back in to this map. If it's broken real fast here, this could spell the end for their team, but it looks like Frax is going to gets a nice little shoulder punch coming on in. Oh no, turns around, not able to get him. I was about to say, Lauren, you better be able to get that kill, and they are going to be able to hold on. So this is what they want to see. It looks like we are going to be having Hyped Esports making the early rotate over here to basketball courts. They realize that, yeah, we're probably not going to be able to do much there. Might as well play the safe route, go for the spawns. But we got another thing coming here from Swear Society. They pick up 2. They clear out the courts. It's going to be up to Vito here with the Fuse. Will not be able to win that battle, but his teammate Carl is here for the retake, and they could actually be able to chain this into another hard point.
Brett, that is just some big brain stuff right there from Swear Society. Know their opponents. Know yourself and know your opponents, and you'll win all your battles. And they knew that they like to rotate very, very early and often. So they pretty much took the telegraphed play, and they're like, yeah, let's just go chow them early on for the rotation. Sure enough, they were there. They weren't totally ready for it. And now Swear Society, they beat Hyped Esports at their own game, which is exactly what we were saying they need to do to win this. Vito gonna be getting a little bit broken here now, but that is some great value from Swear Society nonetheless. They got the spawns. They might be able to break back in here, but great setup coming on the other hand from Hyped Esports. Got some great shots from Ari. Vito unable to follow up though. Carl gonna have to go big for this last little bit of scrap time, because it will matter, ladies and gentlemen. And split spawns coming out is gonna be actually to the detriment of Hyped Esports. They're not gonna be able to get a proper setup here, as Vito coming from an angle they were not expecting.
I think the best thing that Hype could ask for right there is the fact that they didn't get that full 60 on it. That was brutal. But we do have another brutal hard point possibly here for them, as the middle is going to go over here for Swear Society. They are going to be able to take the lead, and Exert gets ripped off right there, the stairs. And we do see Vito just playing very cautiously there in the middle, does get taken down. Pattern doing a great job as he picks up 1. Frags is going to be following that up, coming on in for the time. So the lead change once again is going to go over here into the favor of Hyped Esports. They are not going to, yes, they could actually win this here. If it's not contested, they could actually take the win. So not going to be the case here now, as we do see Carl being able to get into the point, but neither team can actually take it. We will be seeing another rotation going over into ring. This is going to get very spicy here. Pattern able to come back on in. He's going to try and clean up the rest of these 12 seconds, but his team is on the other side of the map. They are nowhere near ring at the moment, and we are going to be seeing Swear Society starting to get set up.
Yeah, you see, this is some good play from Apuz, keeping the threat of mid wide open, but he's actually going to come right from there to the objective itself, because he knows that time is of the essence. Pattern, he's been making plays all game. Can he make one right now? Brett, he's going to hop on, beams Carl off his favorite head glitch, and now Lorente down for the count as well, unable to fight, but Vito goes huge again and gets the kill there. Coming around the back, though, is Apuz, the threat from mid, well and truly coming into play, and he does totally fry them out. That is a complete and utter team wipe, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get back in here in time, Brett. I think this might be it. Yes, that will be it. Hyped Esports seeing this one out because of their good early rotations and setups.
That was just really, really good frags coming in there towards the end. You gotta love it from Hyped Esports. They are feeling good. That first map, they're probably kicking themselves after it, you know, wishing, hey man, I wanted that back. You can see here the good plays coming in from Vito as he did lock down this basketball. This was actually, that was the start of the run to come back for Swear Society on that one play, but it just wasn't enough in the end. But yeah, you know, right now, Hyped Esports, they are loving it. They looked fantastic in the S&D and the control. Yeah, the hard points were close in the end, though. They are going to be able to close that one out and get the win. But man, every single one of those players were just firing all cylinders. You know, we looked at the stat lines before, and really it was just Exert that was just kind of, you know, the anchor on that team, the one that was really doing all the work. But we see a little bit of a switch up in their personnel, and all of a sudden it is looking like a completely different team. Pattern was awesome. I really enjoyed watching him today. He was throwing up some really good plays. Of course, Exert and Frag also doing it as well. They all were. Everybody on Hyped Esports was doing a fantastic job, and they really did earn that win. Unfortunately, on the other side, Swear Society, you know, Carl did get his help. You know, we have to point that out. Map number 1. You know, Carl was struggling there all the way up until the very end. He had some good plays. In the S&D, he was looking good, but his team did start to pick it up there towards the end. It just wasn't enough. They couldn't clean up those clutches that they really, really needed to. And in the control, well, honestly, nobody was doing well in the control. Maybe Lorente was doing a good job, but the rest of them were really, really struggling to get anything at all. So Hyped Esports, I think, just really outplayed and overwhelmed Swear Society.
Yeah, in Carl's defense, he does usually play Craig, so maybe the role switch hurting him a little bit because of the new roster changes a little bit. They're still going to have a little bit of time to figure things out, but not a lot of time, Brett, as we'll see in the leaderboard right here. They are dangerously close to not even being mathematically possible to hit the playoffs, so he might even be in that territory already, as Hyped Esports going to be, I believe, leapfrogging Valkyrie, or at least they will be getting right on close there to the possibility of that. And Living Nightmare, I've heard it possible that they might not be able to play their match, so that might be another loss for them. And yeah, Hyped Esports, they might be able to just climb this leaderboard even more into the playoff spots. They might still be in it, Brett.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before. You know, Hyped is really the team that's going to be benefiting the most out of a win here tonight. It will allow them, obviously, to move up further within this division. Swear Society, honestly, they just wanted to try and get something going on. They were having a rough time at that 1-5 stage, only 4 map wins total. So they really wanted to see some success coming in here, maybe towards the end of the season, maybe even going into the relegation side of things. But yeah, Hyped Esports, maybe we're going to be seeing a different leaf turning over for them. You know, I would love to see them being able to challenge some of these upper level teams. Again, we have seen them come close in some of their matches previously, just not able to get over that hump just quite. But yeah, congratulations to them, and GG's to Swear Society. I do want to say that I think that team did a lot better than what I've seen them in the past. I think that we could see some good stuff coming out of them if they have a little bit more practice underneath their belt.
I can totally agree with that, Brett. Like, I really think it's the thing of just the role switching, the new teammates, just not feeling comfortable in the role you're playing could be what is going on there for Swear Society. And I mean, they still got a little bit of time to improve themselves. Maybe even if they don't even hit the playoffs, they can still get things going for next season and make a run. I mean, Swear Society, they looked pretty good in a lot of their things, but they just need to figure out what's going on with their role switches. Anyways, guys, moving on from this match, it is in the books in a victory for Hyped Esports, now 3-4 in win-loss ratio for series. We are going to be taking a look at what comes next. Natural Talent versus Valiant. Like we saw on the leaderboard, Brett, they are neck and neck, first and second place. Natural Talent has 0 losses in series. Valiant Gaming does have 1 that they inherited from the team that was in their Valiant Gaming slot before them, but they haven't lost 1 since. Both teams are challengers teams, and I know that they love to face each other, and it's always going to be a tough, fun time. But coming on in the rest of the week, we've got Indiana Syndicate versus Valkyrie, which you saw. They are basically neck and neck on the leaderboard as well. It's going to be a tough one. Rated Gold versus Wave Runner is going to be a good match. Monolithic versus Finale. A lot of really pivotal matches coming up here, Brett. And as we get close to the end of the regular season, these matches are going to count even more, and they're going to be even more necessary to win for both teams taking part.
Yeah, these last 3 weeks before playoffs are going to be some exciting matches, that is for sure. And of course, like you said before, the Natural Talent versus Valiant Gaming is probably going to be one of the best games. It'll probably feel like maybe a playoffs match that's going to be going down here tonight in the division. So definitely looking forward to that. But before we kick it off here, guys, I do want to point it out to our partners here for the K7 League. Do want to give props here to GitGudHosts, who they allow us to have probably the most fair and balanced competition that we can possibly have with those neutral hosts. We do appreciate them and their partnership here. Next, DropShotStats. These guys, they provide all of the amazing stats that myself and Kamika have been able to use this evening. So definitely do check them out on their Twitter, DropShotStats. And yeah, just give them some love. Gamers Resort, always doing some good work out there for players' mental health. We do appreciate them and what they've been able to do. We've had some pretty rough times here this last year. So they are doing, like I said before, some really good work out there. And we do appreciate their help here in their partnership in this series. DesignByYou.com created the overlays, created the intro, did a fantastic job. And honestly, I cannot wait for what we're going to be seeing coming out for the playoffs. I think it's going to be some really, really hyped images and videos that we are going to be seeing there. So definitely look out for that. And then, of course, if you are feeling down, and especially if you are feeling a little bit tired here before this next match, make sure you do drink yourself some Rogue energy drink and get yourself back into it. Not too much, though, but definitely get yourself in the mood for an amazing match that's going to be coming up, because Kamika and I believe Shifty is going to be here, right?
That is going to be that is going to be a fun time. Me casting with Shifty, we always have a great time doing these matches, and one of this caliber, cannot freaking wait, Brett. So without further ado, we have one last group of people to thank, and that is all of you out in the audience. We really appreciate your viewership, because it comes back to the whole idea of if a tree falls in the forest, does it really make a sound? Just like if a competitive match happens but no one sees it, does it really even matter? We really appreciate you guys for tuning in and giving more value to us, and we hope that we gave you guys some value in the form of entertainment. Because, I mean, I thought that was a pretty good match, but make sure you guys stay tuned for the next one. That's going to be a great one as well. Me and Shifty going to be on that one, like Brett said. And we will see you guys all in that one. It's going to be in about 30 minutes, so stay tuned, my dudes. We will be coming right back at you in 30 minutes.